to the channel. Appreciate you being here. Have a decent video coming. It was from trip to SCT. I'm actually filming this after it happened, but this is going to be the intro, so going to get everything put together. Was a pretty good trip. Had a couple issues come up, which you'll see in the video, but nothing crazy. Got a couple little issues to chase down now. Sucks having some problems that far away at a big event, but it's about a 6.5 hour ride from here where I am, so it's a pretty good haul, but it's a fun event. A lot of cool cars. Saw a lot of people that you see on the internet. Garrett, Cletus, Jared, Sketchy Vert, him and I have been in contact. He's a super cool dude. Saw Cooper, Kyle, the Boosted Boys, Chad Fagley with the Shop Inc. He had his badass red Corvette out there, stick shift. So, there's lots of cool cars, big turnout, super smooth ran event. I mean, for how many cars ran through Friday and Saturday is real impressive. I think all the classes were done by 9:30, 10 o'clock on Saturday, so really impressive for how many cars there were. Stick shift had a decent turnout. I think 14 or 15 ran. So that was pretty good, especially with Lights Out having their big event, which pulled a couple of cars away from there, which those guys were insanely too fast for us down there, but it still would have added a couple to the mix and maybe been able to break up the speed, the ET, have an ET split. But either way, gonna do some clips, and I appreciate everyone being here. We hit 1,000 subs and trying to get the watch time up. So even if you skim over a little bit of stuff, trying to get those watch minutes up, get those watch hours up, get to the next milestone to maybe keep the page growing. So appreciate y'all being here, and let's roll some clips. What's up, y'all? Out here at SCT Bradenton. Bunch of cars back there. Got the Camaro back there. It's Saturday. Came down yesterday. Watched turn the air down so it's not too loud. Watched a bunch of racing. Zach and the guys from SOB are out here with a few cars they put together. I'm a little sunburned out here in the truck trying to just soak up a little AC before racing starts at 12. So gonna be running the stick shift class. Some fast stuff down here. Don't have to run the really fast guys because Lights Out is going on right now in Adel at South Georgia Motorsports Park. So that's tying up some fast cars, but there's going to be Garrett with Leroy is going to be out here. Chad is out here with the red C6. He ran 740s at 191 last night, so he's got the class on wrap. There's the second shift racing guys with their Cobras and stuff. Dan Watts' yellow Cobras out here running, I think he went 860s. I think he broke the IRS record again. So there's some fast stuff out here. It's starting to get crowded. It's about 10 I think right now, so we're gonna start racing at 12 and see how it does, and then I think Elimination's around 3 or so, I'll be trying to check in and make a few videos. So yeah, see how she does. Just old class filler out there, but we'll give it a go. Alright, well, just made first pass, was pretty good. 980 at like 148, so right where I've been. Got a leak, vacuum leak going on somewhere on the throttle body, so about to pull it apart. Zach, SOB, helped me diag it at the train, give me a little support, so gonna get it pulled apart. Popped the chute on that pass for the first time, that was fun. Hit the brakes too hard, about wrecked, but we're about to tear into this, see what we got. All right, y'all, figured out the vacuum leak. Marco, Vegatune, SOB group, them guys got me helped out. It was this right here. Got the zip tie on it now. Had popped off. We which it comes over to my motion block. That's my vacuum reference. So this line right here freaking popped off and was giving me some trouble, so got it back on. No vacuum leak now, so waiting on Elimination. It's about to go back up there, see what it'll do. Well, I lost. Seems to be fairly normal, but anyways, I got the parachute in here. It fucked me up on the first pass. I didn't let loose under throttle, so I got me kind of shook. It had me thinking about it a lot. So I was thinking nothing about that going to the line, and I got my two-step button right here. Didn't grab it, so I double bulbed and then revved to the moon, grabbed the button, kind of popped and banged. Did somehow went my best 60 foot since a long time, and went my best 622 at 106. So I mean, that's 7-8 mile an hour off of what it's been, and I should have been at 114 mile per hour like he was. I hadn't been 960, but I've been 148, so maybe if I would have put it together. I mean, look at that tree. That is horrible. Haven't been racing as much as I was, and I'm bad on the tree, but the reason that I didn't make a full pass was because for some reason when I launched, you know, the car pulls down right here, you can see, you know, bop, making power, and it had a stumble in first gear. Well, you know, I shifted it, what, 60, yeah, so right there I clutch in 69, so early. Come back out, and it's at 6,000, pulling, and revs out through second good. I shift it 74, right where I want to. Car pulls down, and I'm trying to block this reflection, but see, I got this big AFR. That's AFR, and that's RPM. So I have this big spike, which the car pops lean, and that's right in the, it backfired through the exhaust pretty hard, boom. So I felt it stumble, and he was a car out on me, and so I got back into it, and you know, the car's still pulling, but it gave him an extra jump and got about a car and a half or so. And there's no way I could have walked him down in fourth. I knew what his car did, so I just clutched in and took my loss, and now I'm about to load up and go get the wife and kids and lick my wounds back to Georgia. But I'll do a breakdown at the end of all this. Appreciate y'all being here along for the ride. Alright, so saw the clip, saw the couple passes I made. Didn't do bad, especially, you know, haven't ran the quarter a lot here lately, so that's always a little bit of difference, and it's partially my fault, which Marco Vegatune, with, you know, he's with SOB and all, team effort. They were great, helped me out. Zach helped me, Marco helped me, Brandon, Dom, my buddy Jacob was there helping me, so Braden was there, so like, can't say enough. They were there helping me out. So we're thinking the car had a misfire on the elimination run. That was the pop. You could hear it in the video when I went to it, you could hear it in first, the very top of first, hit second ran smooth, and then I kind of talked about it in the tune some, but after Marco came over there and we looked at it, you know, he's thinking that it was a misfire, which could have been from whenever the line popped off the intake and the car was reading 940s to 10.0, you know, staying idling because the leak, it was compensating, so it could have fouled out these plugs. These plugs aren't super old, but they're BR9, so they're pretty cold, and it doesn't take a lot to foul out a cold plug, so could have fouled it out, and just whenever it got into that higher boost, had a spark blowout, and that could have been the pop. Like I said, hats off to the guy that beat me, Heath. He lost in the semis. Car runs consistent. I mean, I think that was his best pass of the weekend. And I was super slow on the tree, so there's no excuse. Did a PB 8th mile, not quite a PB on the 60, but close. And I mean, knocked my 8th mile off by a 1/10 and a half, and the mile per hour was terrible. So shows that how much there is in the car to go. I mean, it's still really capable. Get it to the 950 range. I mean, that pass of the 622, it could have been in the 960, high 950 range easily, because I went a 635 or 637 and went 9850, and that was with the leak on the intake. So, it was a couple decent passes, but could have been better, could have been worse. I threw the chute for the first time in the first pass, the test pass that I had, and dumb me, I didn't stay under power. I went through the beams, hit the brakes, was like, oh, I'll throw the chute through the chute. The chute snatched. I pushed the brakes harder, and when the chute deployed, it felt like it picked the back of the car up, and the car, it smoked tire and kicked me sideways, and I thought I was wrecking. I thought I was over. But luckily, somebody was looking out for me, and I was able to correct it and get slowed down. So that's really not to make any big excuse, but that was my main issue going into the elimination run, was I was just in my head, shoot under power. And when I rolled that second beam, I didn't even think to grab my trans brake like a dummy, and revved it up to the moon, grabbed it, tried to get it to build boost, and just went. So it just was not a good combination. I screwed the pooch from the start, and just got to live with it. But if you've watched this far into the video, I really appreciate it. Like I said, hit 1,000 subs, trying to get the watch time up. And I know I'm not the most entertaining person in the world, but this is just I'm a normal Joe. I'm an electrician that has a car that's pretty fast. So I figured I'd keep doing this because I enjoy it, and it kind of gives me documentation of what I've done. And seems like some of this stuff helps some of y'all. So if you've watched this far or watched any, I appreciate it. Thanks for being here, and got a few more videos coming, so just stay tuned and like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Thanks.